So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. It's Monday, and yay, Monday. I mean, yeah. All right. Said no one ever, not ever, unless Monday is your Friday. And then TGIM. Good on you. But yeah, no, hi. I'm Christopher, the Yank. And we're going to do our best to solve this Guardian Cryptic today. But in the meantime, we picked up, Shotzi and I went to... where did we go? We went to Munich on Saturday, and I found this wine, and this is a Le Boom, and it is Saint-Paul, and it is a Merlot, and I poured it right before doing the New York Times, so we're talking maybe 20 minutes ago, and it was so pleasant on the nose then. It was half full, too. It's no longer. But it is just that typical French explosion of cassis and red and dark tree fruit, and you see, amazingly enough, among the red and the dark tree fruits, we've got cherries and also some strawberries floating around in here. But really trying to make an aggressive statement, and I love that. It's just a glass of happiness. And the temperatures come down to about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 58 when I poured it, which is ideal, somewhere between 58 and 70, really, for my red wines, just the way I like them. But like Martha Stewart says, and I agree with her, if you want to ice your shard, ice your shard. You're the one drinking it. Don't let the snobs tell you otherwise, right? But this is wonderful. If you get a chance to get a hold of this Merlot, you're looking at maybe 9-10 euros here on the continent. Anywhere else on the planet, I have no idea. But I can tell you right now, the tannins very slightly, just ever so slightly tannic. So you really have kind of a universal donor here as far as what it lends itself into what dish. But this one right here is just screaming out to me for like a pasta salad, which I can do now that I can get my hands on all protein, zero carb noodles. I'm happy as a camper about that. I love my pasta. Oh yes, something savory, maybe a bit spicy. This would also go really well with Asian spicy like pad thai. So just my recommendations from a non-chef. Why don't we hop into this grid, see what we got today in our cryptic. So we got a cryptic crossword number 29722, set by Vulcan, and oh, Vulcan, yay, it's Vulcan. All right, yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, let's try to watch this Yank try to solve this cryptic. Okay, most challenging mountain sun conquers. Oh, makes perfect sense. But I'm gonna avoid solving this one right away and give you time to catch up. You know, talk amongst yourselves. I mean, I clearly know the answer. Clearly. It's already in here. Yep, got it. Whatever. So, glistened and nearly boiled. Keeping hot. It's like I'm thinking simmering, but that's 8 letters. So, glistened and nearly boiled, keeping hot. But glistened... it could be shimmering. So we kind of have a homophone. No, maybe it is just simmering. It fits. We'll see. I don't know. Most challenging. A whole kingdom's products I refuse to touch. Okay. In the wrong order... were allowed to enter pricey bar. In the wrong order. No, I don't know. I don't think that's it. Nuts, margarine, and no fruit. 8 and 6. So yeah, a margarine and no. No, I don't know. I don't know that simmering is right. Filthier than anyone. No, I don't, nothing's even coming close. Relaxation and wigwam. No, I don't think that we've got simmering here at all. I'm gonna have to just do the downs. So in the wrong order, we're allowed to enter pricey bar. All right, and that's margarine and no fruit. So we've got 8 and 6, and that's 14. Margarine is 9. And then we have this and. I'm looking for an anagram because at 8 and 6, the reason I'm thinking that is because I think this is Mandarin orange, because it seems to always be Mandarin orange. But it also says fruit at the end. It is 8 and 6, and I could probably make that work with margarine and no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I feel like I could. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Mandarin orange. Whenever I see 8 and 6 in the Guardian Cryptic, and I know that, yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like it's going to be Mandarin orange when it's 8 and 6 and it mentions fruit. So, still no idea. There, in the wrong order, no. Glistened and nearly boiled. I'm telling you, it feels like we've got shimmering of some sort or something, because maybe it's glimmering? If this is an I and an M, I don't know. I'm going to have to just see what I can come up with. In the wrong order. Oh, forget it. Okay, moving on. All right, sorry about that. Filthier than anyone with a question mark. Filthier than anyone. I don't even know if I should have let this G stay either. Okay, so relaxation in wigwam with river all around it. Okay. Halted car traveling to church. 9 letters. Retiree perhaps finds rotten pear nauseating. Okay, so a retiree perhaps, that could be night 14. I see something, I'm thinking septuagenarian is what I'm thinking for that too. So that seems to be a common trait in England, in the UK, to be 70 and retire, whereas when I turned 50, I got an AARP card in the mail. I mean, it literally makes you 50 and elderly, I think. I don't get that. I could go run a marathon if I wanted to. No, elderly, but maybe by definition, that's awful, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to keep... 50's not elderly. See how many shots he agrees with me, 100%. You know. 1 meticulous intemporary roll, 9... Swindle captured by one's camera. I'm going to put a scam in there for that. Southeast Asian cradles daughter in illness. So, illness. So we could have a Malaysian reference to the illness. So maybe a malady of halted car traveling to church. Wrote in symbols, this is no bear. Okay. All right, very good. 1 behind betrayal, 4, 2, 3, and 4. So maybe stab in the back. They couldn't do that in Julius Caesar, because then he would have to have gotten stabbed a whole bunch of time, and then once more in the back, and then did an about face and said, et tu, Brute? Wouldn't have worked. So 1 meticulous and temporary role. This could be a caretaker, actually. And then what does this help with anything? Wrote in symbols, this is no bear. So maybe notated. But I, to be honest with you, I don't understand this is no bear at all. And so halted car traveling to church, and we've got that R blank L, so this could be a cathedral. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Cathedral. But halted car. No, I don't understand that one. And I do think we do have a septuagenarian. I have to sound out stuff as I go to make sure that I don't fat finger it. Cops shan't dare to abuse this power. 4, 3, and 6. So maybe stop and search. I think you call it in the UK, whereas in the US we call it stop and frisk, something like that. I've never been stopped or frisked. I've been frisked after I've been stopped. But that was when I was much younger. I might have spent a couple of hours of my life in a hoosgow on minor misdemeanor charges like raising Cain in a bar or something. I don't know. A long and illustrious, distinguished history I have. Only when I'm in rare form. Quiet and strongly built, indicated resignation. So indicated resignation, and we have an H there, so we could have indeed shrugged. And that's kind of cool if that's it. As for cake, it is said to be welcome but not essential, and only a Brit would say that. You, an American, would be like, no, I think icing's essential to our cake. Move aimlessly. Meaning? Okay, this is obviously drift. You catch my drift, you get my meaning. Just drifting, not actually doing anything of substance. Ballet group in Berlin prison. Da, ba, 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 ba. Septuagenarian. Okay, this is Spandau Ballet. And I caught myself fat fingering over there. So, all right. So, one of my favorite sophistopop bands. And ABC, Swing Out Sister, Basha. But yeah, Spandau Ballet always stand out to me. So graciously agrees to accept small sketches. And we got a D blank S. I'm going to put in designs in case that's the case. Looks like that could be the case, but we'll just check it. One's tread, wildly echoed. So wildly echoed could be resonated. And boy, you really have to be like the former king of the spelling bee and a dictionary geek to really do anything with these cryptics. I mean, you don't got much to work with here, right? You know, you just don't. And bust I leer at in studio. Well, my very first flat in Germany was an atelier. And that's what it was called. No, actually, it was the pied-à-terre atelier. Pied-à-terre, which literally means like a home away from home or something along those lines. You know, small place. Yeah, and I miss it, but I didn't miss the bathroom coming off the kitchen. But the hotel itself was built in, I don't know, forever ago, and just kind of figured that's just what they had to do to get a bathroom in at all. Holding container, present, green stuff. No idea. Was impatient to be given meal after tea. Was impatient. On and off, I'd lost as... Okay, so on and off. So I think we got to go with every other letter. I'd lost. So that would be I-L-S... A, or it would be D-O-T-S, and I'm going to go with dots. On and off, I'd lost as dots. Okay. It makes no sense to me, though. I'm sure it's a common saying. If it is, please let me know so I can start saying it and thereby committing it to my vocabulary, to my very own word hoard. Yeah, lost his dots. And it sounds good, and I kind of can get just a little bit of a context clue from that, what it means, but, I'd like to know more about it. Maybe have to make a mental note to Wikipedia that or something. So, a receptive sailor dispatched round the world. Young bird made escape, landing finally by Heather. So, young bird, I'm going to go with fledgling. Fledgling. Speaking of, it's the time of year where it's, in Fahrenheit terms, it's like 70 degrees indoors and out. It feels like we get 3 or 4 days a year that are in the 80s or 90s, but there's not many. It's mostly kind of like it is today. This is kind of why Northern Bavaria is the perfect ideal spot for summer. But since all the big bay doors are open out to the terrace right now in our living room, we just had a bird come in, and now the bird feeder itself was full of water, and it had been raining, so there was no food in it, and the birds were all just kind of lined up like, you gonna feed us or what, kind of a thing, right? It's like, hey, don't be so pushy, be gracious about it. How about a thank you? I know, okay, but then this one little bitty tiny German finch with the little gold breast, and he's like black and kind of a purplish teal and gray, and he just kind of flies into the living room, kind of flies around, jumps from place to place. We're just standing there like going, you're in our house. He was always adorable, yeah, according to Shotzi. Okay, he was adorable. But then he saw the bowls of nuts on the coffee table, and he grabbed like a walnut or a pecan. And
a walnut.
It was too heavy. It was too heavy. But it was like watching a helicopter trying to lift. It was like go down and up and down. But he got outside with it. He succeeded. We can say he's cute. I want to say he was determined. Deathlessly so. I mean, unflagging determination. So now we have an F and a D here for our impatient individual given meal after tea. That's kind of how this bird must have been. Like, he's just getting impatient to be given meal. So I guess you could say this bird was chafed. Now that I've made that comparison, I hope I'm not wrong, because that'd be a little embarrassing. So holding container, present, green stuff, present, green stuff. I don't know, but this looks like it could be, I would say herbage as a Yank, but I'm going to do my best to say it as an Englishman. Herbage. Herbage. Okay. And receptive sailor dispatched around the world. It looks a lot like absorbent to me. I'm sure my Shotzi would agree if she could see and she had opera glasses. So but I'm just saying, it looks like absorbent. I don't understand why it would be absorbent. It doesn't stand out to me in the cluing whatsoever, but I think it's kind of fun. Relaxation in wigwam with river all around. So relaxation could be détente. Détente and détente. Détente est nous essayons d'éviter la à tout prix. We really must try to avoid calm at all costs. Filthier than anyone. I get it. Richest. Filthy rich. Okay, beautiful. I didn't say I was the brightest bulb. I'm just here to try to solve this grid. Competitive struggle to catch up the Pied Piper. And didn't the Pied Piper get... No, that was St. Patrick. So the Pied Piper got rid of the rats? Because I think this is a rat race. I can't remember what the Pied Piper got rid of. I was thinking the snakes in Ireland, but I guess that was St. Patrick. Or somebody, I don't know. Oh, but the Pied Piper, I think, drove off the rats. I don't know. Should have made the Pied Piper a saint. If you
Somebody got rid of rats.
Somebody had to get rid of rats. So in the wrong order, we're allowed to enter Pricey Bar. Pricey Bar. Oh, could be an ingot. But in wrong order, so got in backwards. In got. Okay. Clever. Clever, Vulcan. A whole kingdom's products I refuse to touch. This looks like vegan to me. mean, I wouldn't touch them either, but it's nothing wrong with the product. It's just that they're all made out of potatoes, and I would go into a sugar coma. Most challenging mountain sun conquers. Glistened. So, glistened. You mean to tell me the whole time I was stuck on an ing when it was an ed, it was a past tense, and I didn't catch that? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to go back to shimmered, which was my original idea, but I screwed up. And you know what? That's normal for people like me. We screw up a lot. The best part about people like me is we admit it. A whole kingdom's products are refused. I'm going to go ahead and do with the vegan thing and see what we got. Right now, I'm feeling pretty darn good about everything, unless I fat-fingered something, but I can't do anything about that. So most challenging mountain sun conquers. So I guess we have severest. And I guess we could just hope for the best. So how do we do, Bob? And apparently I didn't do the D in Spandau or an A in Cathedral. So now, how did we do, Bob? Let's check it 3 times, Bob. Okay. Okay, so did I not put an H in there, or was it not an H? Glistened. I thought I put in a shimmered. What is happening? Okay. Well, I think that's it. Yeah. Well, I think we got it all right after we were corrected 3 times. So not bad, huh? Hey, Vulcan, fantastic job today. I mean, this was really great. I couldn't help but notice that Malady could have easily become Milady, which reminds me of like the Oscar Pistorius trials when he was like crying to the judge, "No, my lady, no, my lady. I didn't mean to shoot her." It was sad for the person who got shot. Anyway, beautiful grid. I loved the mention of Spandau Ballet, by the way. I'll have them on the brain. And I know Shotzi's rolling her eyes right now because she knows tonight when we're getting ready to do some relaxing time, will be YouTube, be Spandau Ballet. And she's already angry about it, I can tell. I can feel it behind me. I have to turn around to say, "Et tu, Shotzi?" So, got it. Fantastic what we're going to do. Well, it is Monday. It is great to be back. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the week and our Guardian journey together. This was a fantastic Cryptic today, and as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to like. I know it's kind of a pain, but it does wonders for keeping the lights on around here. And to those of you who have actually sent super thanks, you know, like, oh yeah, €1 here, €10 there, whatever, you go buy yourself a bottle of wine, so on and so forth. You know, that's so very kind to you, and I want to say thank you. And for subscribing, you know, picking up subscribers every day. And that's always a wonderful feeling as well. It's a sense of validation and that we're doing something good. When I hear from you and people would like me to mention their loved ones for a happy birthday, that, I mean, you have no idea. Almost brings tears to my eyes. It just means that we're making a difference somewhere. And that's important to us, right? And so from all of us here, Shotzi and I, all of us here, Shotzi and I, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. Try to be nice to strangers if you can stomach it in any way while it works. But hey, be well. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.